Welcome. I am one half of your host today, Xolo Maridueña, joined by my better half.
Jacob Scott Thomas Bertrand.
And today we are here at Netflix Geeked Week presenting you with our favorite guest. I know I say that for every guest, but I mean it, especially today. Please give a warm welcome to director, producer, writer, creative, Mr. Zack Snyder.
Thank you, guys. Thank you for the warm welcome. That was very kind.
Heck
Thank you so much for joining us. We are so pleased to be in your presence. This is definitely a crazy moment, but we'll try to keep things simple, fun, and first and foremost, we're two best buddies, just wanting to learn more about you and spread positive vibes.
Oh,
So
Sounds great.
with that though, we got some promo to do.
Yes.
We got to check out a couple of episodes of Twilight of the Gods.
Oh, you did? Okay,
And
cool.
yes,
We got it
and
early, we have friends at
we-
Netflix.
We
Okay.
had some buddies. We hacked into the mainframe, and we were so excited as two folk who have never stopped watching animation. We're curious, why now? Well, you're the goat of live action. What do you?
Weirdly, I've been working on this thing since like 2019 is when we first talked about it. So it took a
Okay.
little while to get it
Yeah.
together. But yeah, we my friend Jay Oliva and he's like an animation director who did all the
Yeah.
big DC animated
Yeah.
films. And he said, "Hey, Zach," he does a lot of storyboards for me, used to in the day when I was doing all the DC stuff. And he said, "Hey, do you want to do would you be interested in doing an animated thing at Netflix?" And I was like, "Yeah, sure. Why not?"
Yeah.
And so they were like, "What about, do you like Norse mythology?" And we were like, "Yeah, I love that. It'd be cool." So then we just literally went away and came back. We said, "What about this?" And, and they said, "Great." And so then we just
Wow.
started working on it. And now here we are, whatever, 4 years later, 5 years later.
You're
and
like, wait a second, it's coming out.
Took
That's
forever,
always
yeah.
how it is with
but
animation.
no, it really had a great time doing it, and it's super fun and crazy. And I was like, okay, it's gonna be so adult. I want to make sure it's like,
Yeah.
there's a lot of adult things in it. So be aware of that when you watch it because it's good fun. But I just think it's animation. It's time
Yeah.
for us to just not, it's not. It's a great way to tell stories and create amazing images and really have a good time. And I think that it's time for everybody to just, if you don't watch animation, it's time to start.
Right?
It's
No,
good.
100%. And, I guess the timing is a big difference between live action and doing animation. But what we say is like a hurdle you overcame with, filming in animation versus doing live action.
I think mostly I think once we sort of settle on an animation, we have this company called Xolo in France that was our animation studio. We did pretty much all the design and like all the animatics and on storyboards in house. And then we went to them in France and they were amazing. But I think just really locking them in and getting, having, because then it's really real, right?
Yeah.
We did, the boards were cool and we had recorded all the voices. And so it's kind of a show at that point.
Yeah.
But until they really like cook it, it's not. a
Yeah.
thing, yeah.
I gotta imagine it turns it less from an assembly line, like I have my piece, you pass it, you do your thing, to more of a family, like y'all know the vision that we're trying to do. It's unlike maybe an opportunity where you get to be there with the camera. You have to be good with your words, I imagine, and
Yeah, and I draw, and so
Yeah,
it's it's pretty
Oh,
helpful.
that's cool.
That part's really helpful because I can be like, "Oh, this is more like what I was thinking," and then everyone's like, "Okay, got it." Like where,
Whoa.
and I do that. When we do live action, I draw most of the storyboards. I draw myself, and it's a pretty exhausting process, as you can
Whoa.
imagine.
Yeah,
But
yeah.
it's also super helpful because
Yeah.
everyone knows kind of what we're doing.
Well, yeah, and you are so familiar with it because you're hand drawing it yourself.
And then
Yeah.
when we get there, I'm like, "Okay, well, yeah, I guess that's it."
Yeah.
And then we,
So
Oh.
when you were preparing, tackling this animated show, was there anything you were watching as sort of like, oh, I like how they did that, like this style is cool?
we ended up doing a ton of watching because
Yes.
of that. But I think in the end, our show ended up really not being any
Yeah.
of the things we watched.
That's cool.
But watching it really was inspiring.
Yeah.
Like of course, I went back to the classics like Akira and like
Yeah.
Ghost in Shell and
Yeah.
all sorts of really cool anime. And then our show is not even anything like anime.
Yeah.
But it was cool. It's good fun to kind of just say like, okay, if anything, it's like, okay, anything's possible.
Yeah.
We know that, in the animation,
Yeah.
you're not really, it's cool to do something where you're not like going, well, how are we gonna, because like a lot of times when we do live action, as you guys know, you read the script or whatever and go, how the hell are we gonna do this?
Yeah.
Where with animation, you're just like, no, just do it.
Do it.
Yeah.
The dragon's flying
You're
and
like,
it's Scooby.
yeah,
like
exactly.
it's fine.
You're like,
Yeah.
guys, physics doesn't matter in this one.
Literally. We're never gonna. It costs the same to draw a dragon as like a space station or
Yeah.
a, like
Yeah.
the
You can
bowels
make
of hell.
any set.
Yeah, you can literally do whatever you want.
That's really fun. Well, we're so excited to watch it. We've gotten a few episodes in the can, and you can watch it today. If you're watching this right now,
It's out.
already out.
Yeah, it's out.
Check it out on Netflix right now. Twilight of the Gods. Mr. Zack, we have one last question for you.
Let's go.
You started in the music video world. We
Yeah.
love music videos.
All
We're
right.
always watching them, gaining inspiration. Jacob, actually, I make music. Jacob just directed my most recent
Oh,
music video
sweet.
on Super 8. We love
Love
shooting on
it.
film. Who is an artist today that you would want to do a music video for? Who is?
Oh, that's cool. Good question. Let's see. There's a lot of great artists. I mean, maybe I don't know. Noah Khan, maybe something like that.
Oh,
You know?
yeah.
That might be fun. Yeah, I think that's cool. I'm a fan, so it'd be easy.
That's sick.
But yeah, no, I really enjoyed actually making videos back in the day, and it would be fun to do. It'd be fun to do a video actually because it's it's one of those. It's cool. It's cool to do something that's not like a 3-year endeavor.
3 year and
You know what I mean? Like
You can
that's
hop
fun.
in, do it for a month.
Yeah, just kind of like
yeah.
let's just go shoot that.
and you
Yeah.
get to really be of service, it feels like, as well. Someone else is kind of bringing in the audio. I don't know if it's the same with you, but for us, it's like when we hear the song, we see the music video.
Sure,
Mm.
absolutely.
The same for you.
Yeah, for
Okay.
sure.
Yeah. How influential is music in your film?
creative
Are
process?
there any?
Oh, yeah,
can you
no,
tell us,
I always, like,
I
write
had
a-
to get this song.
I always right away. Whenever I'm working on a project, like I start and I make a playlist,
Yeah.
Oh, that's
and I'm like,
cool.
okay, here's the music, guys. Like they're like, what's the thing about? I'm like, just listen to the
Yeah.
music. We'll
You'll
talk
get
about
the
that.
vibe
You're
once
like,
you
you're
just.
like, you can't tell it's K-pop meets Western. It's
Obviously, you didn't listen to the playlist.
Yeah. That's cool.
Yeah,
Oh,
no, it's
goodness.
cool. Yeah, and I'm super. Music is such a big deal,
Yeah.
to us. And the cool thing about Twilight of the Gods is, we got Hans Zimmer
Yeah.
to do this music, so it's really
There's
cool.
no one like him.
Yeah.
No.
Unbelievable.
Yeah,
Well,
that's so
Thank
sick.
you so much for coming on the pod. I just have one. Oh,
No, it's a podcast, but it's like moving.
but it's also an opportunity.
Oh,
We have
yeah.
our wall of guests.
Of shame.
No, not a wall of
Of
shame.
fame.
Of fame. There you
Okay,
go.
cool.
It was shame, but now it's fame for you.
Well, I signed the nudity release. So I was very
Yes,
comfortable.
you signed the release, and therefore you are obligated to potentially sign a headshots for us for our studio.
Oh yeah, absolutely. Oh my God, this is an awesome photo of me. Okay, this is an awesome photo. I swear to God, my daughter's cropped out of this photo.
Oh, really?
No, it's okay. It's okay. I don't
Thank
mind.
goodness we didn't get her. She didn't sign a media
She didn't
release.
sign
the release.
Yeah.
So we made sure to crop her out. Don't worry.
That's hilarious.
Thank you so much.
Ah,
Oh snap!
perfect.
That's cool. People are gonna be like, "Who is that? Is that Rolenzo Lamas? Like, who is that?"
No. There's only one. Mr. Zack, thank you so much.
Oh,
for
that's
coming
cool.
on.
By the way, I'm big fans of you guys, and I
Oh,
really
thank you, bro.
100% love the show. We went the whole way with it, so it was even like because weirdly my visual effects crew, like when in the YouTube time,
Oh, yeah.
they were they were out of their minds.
Oh,
Oh,
and so
really?
I was like, "What's going on?" And they're like, "No, you got to see this." See? And then so it was good. But
Thank you for the kind
you guys are
words.
great. So.
Yeah,
means
thanks
a
for coming
lot.
on, man. We
Appreciate it. Yeah.
appreciate it.
Appreciate you, and please, again, this has been Zack Snyder, Jacob Bertrand, and Xolo Maridueña.
Go watch Twilight of the Gods.
Check it out.
Thanks, guys.